Hey everybody, welcome back to Touchy Reactions. Baby Metal fans, we got another good one for you tonight. We're finally going to be checking out the Everything You Need to Know About Baby Metal guide by CrypticMisery. This was requested by Jake Muller. Thank you, Jake, for telling me how to get this done right. So got it all queued up. We're doing the long one, not the short one. This one is about 43 minutes long. I'll try not to pause too much and make this a ridiculously long reaction video, but I'm going to talk. So you don't like people pausing videos, this might not be a good one for you. You might go to the next one. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Before we get going, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting the channel, liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below, joining the Patreon, all that stuff. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It really helps, and I'm having a good time doing it. So without further ado, let's jump into everything you need to know about Baby Metal by CrypticMisery. Shout out to CrypticMisery for putting this together. And here we go.
Hello, and welcome to everything you need to know about Baby Metal, a Baby Metal guide. There will be several other helpful videos in the description if you want to check those out. Now, onto the video. Baby Metal is a Japanese kawaii metal band, which is a sub-genre of metal they invented. The name Baby Metal is in reference to the birth of a new style of metal, not the age of the girls as many people assume. The original three members include Su Metal, Yui Metal, and Moa Metal. They are backed by a group of musicians known as the Kami Band for live shows. They were formed in 2010 and have released 3 studio albums thus far. Now let's discuss how they got started. Baby Metal started as a subgroup of Sakura Gakuin, which is an all-girl idol group that was formed by a Muse talent agency in 2010. Sakura Gakuin normally contains between 10 and 12 members at a time who fall between the ages of 10 and 15 years old. With the theme of school life and extracurricular club activities, when the academic year ends at the end of March, the group releases an annual studio album, new members transfer into the group, and others who finish compulsory education graduate after their senior year and leave SG to go on to pursue other ventures. It should be noted, Sakura Gakuin is not an actual school, it is just themed around school life. All the girls still go to a normal school as well. Sakura Gakuin has several subgroups, referred to as clubs, which is how Baby Metal started. Baby Metal was the heavy music club, which was formed by producer Kei Kobayashi. Su, Yui, and Moa all did Baby Metal stuff, while also doing other things in Sakura Gakuin at the same time, for about 3 years. In 2013, Baby Metal split off from SG and became an independent act due to Su's graduation and Baby Metal's rising popularity. Yui and Moa remained in SG until their graduation in 2015. Some of the other clubs in SG include Twinkle Stars Baton Club, Sleepies Go Home Club, Mini Patty Cooking Club, and several others. Sakura Gakuin has released 10 studio albums, one for each year since their formation, with songs from all the clubs and SG itself as a whole unit. On September 1, 2020, it was announced that Sakura Gakuin will continue on as an 8-member group until August 31, 2021, at which point the remaining members will graduate. Then, unfortunately, Sakura Gakuin will disband. Now, let's go meet the members of Baby Metal.
はい、私たちベビーメタルはスーメタル、ユーメタル、モアメタルの3人グループです。スーメタルがボーカルを担当していて、私たちユーメタルとモアメタルがスクリーム&ダンスを担当しています。
First, we have Su Metal, full name Suzuka Nakamoto, who was born on December 20, 1997 in Hiroshima, Japan. Su Metal is the tallest member of Baby Metal, standing at about 5 foot 2 inches. She has been a performer most her life, starting off by winning a contest to appear in several Jewel Drop commercials in 2002. Then, in 2006, Su was admitted to Actors School Hiroshima, where she also performed with her sister Himika Nakamoto in a duo called Tween. In 2007, she was signed by a Muse talent agency after finishing in second place in an audition held by the company. She was then placed in a group called Karen Girls, which was formed to sing songs for the anime Zettai Karen Children, which was disbanded after the show ended.
So I don't feel bad at all. When first time I heard them, I'm like, man, they kind of remind me of some of the anime theme songs from anime I've been watching. But now I know why.
Sue also performed in a musical called Adventurers in 2009 and 10. Later on in 2010, Sue became one of the founding members of Sakura Gakuin, where she was the lead vocalist of the Heavy Music Club and became the second student council president, then graduated in 2013, but continued on as the lead vocalist of BabyMetal regardless. Sue was chosen for the lead vocalist role at such a young age due to her surprisingly powerful vocals and unique stage presence.
Yeah, she was definitely born to be a lead singer. She has all the confidence, all the stage presence, the voice, everything. Just some people have it. Some people are born with it.
In BabyMetal's first two albums, Sue Metal has 4 solo songs: Akatsuki, Rondo of Nightmare, Amore, and No Rain No Rainbow. Sue usually takes the leadership role for BabyMetal in most situations. She will do the bulk of the talking in most of their media appearances.
はい、まずベビーメタルというジャンルについてなんですけど、私たちは可愛いキュートとメタルを融合した新しいジャンル、ベビーメタルというジャンルを作るべく活動をしています。なので衣装だったりとか音楽も可愛い要素とかっこいい要素がたくさん詰まったまた新しいジャンルを作っています。そうですね、イギリスの好きなところはたくさんあるんですけど、本当に街だったりとか人の温かさとかをすごく感じているんですけど、何よりもイギリスのお客さんがすごく温かいなっていうイメージがあって、私たちがイギリスでライブをする時っていつも必ずそのライブが私たちの背中を押してくれるというかターニングポイントになっている場所だと思うので、今度またウェンブリーでイギリスのお客さんに背中を押してもらいたいなっていうふうに思ってます。
Oh, wow, they played Wembley, huh?
She has worked very hard on improving her English over the years as well.
We are very honored. At first, we are very nervous, but after a few songs, the audience react to our singing and dancing. They are doing the folk sign and singing along. It was great. Baby metal is a combination of kawaii, cute, and metal. But this song shows mature side of baby metal, and I really like the choreography.
There are also several songs in which she sings
Yeah, she's very good at English. Very good.
entirely in English, like the one, From Dusk Till Dawn, and Elevator Girl, for example. Sue can also be seen addressing foreign crowds in their native languages as well.
That's respect right there, man. Respect for taking the time. Even if you just learn a few phrases, it means so much to the people of that country that you took the time to learn the language for them. You could have easily just used a translator or something crazy, but the fact that she took the time during her busy schedule to just learn enough of each of those languages, it's touching. It means it shows you how much she cares about her fans. You know what I mean? That's awesome.
Sue said she had to learn how to rap specifically for their song BMC, where she stated she had to, quote, find her flow. She has also said BMC is one of her
If you haven't seen my BMC reaction, it's on the channel. Go check it out.
favorite songs to perform, along with Metataro and O Maginai. Sue is well known for her commanding stage presence, great crowd control, and her lethal death glares.
Nice. Wow! Look at that crowd. Holy crap. Wow. They put on some monster performances. I love the visual on the stage. Very cool.
Despite her powerful nature on stage, Sue is very sweet and dorky when not in full metal mode.
はい中本静香です私の特技は
どうした急にどうした
あんなんです
いやダンスじゃなくてかおいイエーイじゃなくて完全に今ダンスの流れでしたけどもね
Adorable.
いやいやいやいや
Oh, and she has also been crucified on stage several times, yes, like BabyMetal actually crucified their lead singer multiple times.
If you haven't seen my reaction to BabyMetal death, it's on the channel. Go check it out.
Next, we have Yui Metal, full name Yui Mizuno, born on June 20, 1999 in Kawasaki City, Japan. She is slightly shorter than Sue Metal, standing at about 5 foot 1 inch tall.
Wow.
Yui started taking dance classes at a very young age. She was inspired to join the entertainment industry after watching Sue Metal's former group Karen Girls, as their music helped her endure the life-threatening illness of a family member. In 2010 she was signed by Amuse and was eventually placed in Sakura Gakuin, where she would be a member of Mini Patty Cooking Club, donning the yellow bandana, Twinkle Stars Baton Club, and the Heavy Music Club, where she would take the role of Scream and Dance. Yui was chosen for BabyMetal because of her short stature, similar appearance to Moa Metal, and her compatible voice with Sue Metal. Yui graduated from Sakura Gakuin in 2015 alongside Moa. Yui's most notable physical trait would be her cute chubby cheeks. Her favorite food is tomatoes, which she prefers to eat whole, and she has said she would want to eat tomatoes, quote, even when the world is ending.
Wow.
It says that your favorite food is tomatoes. True. And tomatoes, do you like eating tomatoes like just chomping into them like eating an apple, or do you just like tomatoes on things?
あ、それかじって生で
Yeah, eating it just like that?
姉ちゃんめっちゃ食べるの上手なんですよ生の
Yui loves to stargaze and has stated she enjoys reading books about constellations and that she dreams of going to space one day. She is also generally considered to be the best dancer in BabyMetal.
ゆいの趣味はダンスです。お姉ちゃんたちと比べたらすごくちっちゃいんですけど、ダンスだったら誰にも負けません。
This has earned her the nickname Yui Bot because of her precise dancing on stage, as well as her tendency to drift off and react slowly to things happening around her.
This way?
Yes.
There it is, the fox sign.
ファンの人がいたりとか本当にお年寄りの方から子供の方までそして男性女性アイドルファンメタルファン全然
Oh, no.
関係なくいろんなジャンルが好きな方がいて
そんなことも気づかないぐらい神が降臨そんなことも気づかないぐらい神が降臨みたいな生誕祭をドイツでやっていただいて海外で誕生日を迎えることなんてなかった
Yui is fairly shy and timid and usually doesn't speak a lot in interviews unless directly spoken to. She does, however, just stare directly into people's souls instead.
的にお客さんと作っていくものだと思っているので私たちもすごく楽しみ
Yui got to perform Karen Girl's Song Over the Future with Sue and Moa at the Legend D concert, which she said was a dream come true. Yui and Moa also danced to Over the Future for their entrance exam into Sakura Gakuin. Yui has done a few special solo performances on shows around her birthday, such as taking the lead vocal role for Headbanger on her 15th birthday,
Oh, wow.
and performing a cover of the song Kodo Love at the Legend 1999 show. And last but certainly not least, we have Moa Metal, full name Moa Kikuchi, born on July 4, 1999 in Nagoya, Japan. Moa is the shortest member of BabyMetal, standing at just 5 feet tall. Like the others, Moa was also performing at a very young age. She was signed by Amuse in 2007, after winning an audition held by the company. In 2010, Moa was placed in Sakura Gakuin, where she was a member of Mini Patty Cooking Club, donning the green bandana, Twinkle Stars Baton Club, and the Heavy Music Club, where she also took the role of Scream and Dance. Like Yui, Moa was chosen for her similar appearance and compatible voice. In her final year in SG, Moa was elected as the student council president, and then graduated in 2015 alongside Yui. Moa's most notable physical trait would be her dimples and glowing smile. If you are still trying to remember which member is which, and you're trying to find Moa, just look for the dimples, you can't miss them. Moa loves food, and she'll make sure you know it too, as she always finds a way to bring up food in interviews.
What are you looking forward to on this tour of America?
はい、アメリカのまず最初に楽しみなのはアメリカの食べ物です。アメリカで好きな食べ物はピザとハンバーグとお肉といっぱいあるんですけど。
Moa has also developed.
Heck, when you perform as much as they do, you can pretty much eat whatever you want. You ain't got to worry about putting on weight. You're going to be dancing it all off later on. So, yeah, enjoy yourself. She does have adorable dimples.
Developed an odd habit of staring at people's hair in interviews, especially Sue Metal.
Activities and also absorbing
it up in the mosh pit.
ライブだったりとかいろんな活動をするためのお告げをくれる方。
Moa is known to be a very emotional person and cries easily, but she also spreads love and positivity to everyone around her.
すーちゃんの引き笑いも。
What do you think makes people love BabyMetal so much?
You're asking me?
I'm asking you, what do you think?
I want to know myself.
Yeah.
But I love everyone, and I hope we can continue to get love and support.
Moa can play the guitar a bit, but has admitted herself that she doesn't practice nearly as much as she probably should. She also loves to mess around and have fun during live shows, participating in all sorts of shenanigans on stage. Moa has also done a few special solo performances on birthday-related shows, such as performing a cover of Love Machine at the Legend 1999 show, playing the acoustic guitar part for Shine at the Legend M show, and taking over the lead vocal role for Headbanger on several occasions.
I love the ceremonial passing of the mic they did right there. That's great.
We also have the subunit of BabyMetal, known as Black BabyMetal, which is when Yui Metal and Moa Metal perform songs as a duo without Sue Metal.
はい、ブラックベビーメタルはユイメタルとモアメタルの2人のグループのことなんですけど、今回の新しいアルバムではラップメタルとかブラックメタルという新しいジャンルに挑戦して世直し活動をしています。
Just as Sue had her solo songs, there are 4 Black BabyMetal songs on it: Ari Daisaksen, Forno Yuta, GJ, and Sis Anger. Moa and Yui have been close friends for a long time, and they were often paired together in Sakura Gakuin due to their similar size and appearance. Some believe the black part refers to the picture stories played before their songs. In the stories, Yui Metal and Moa Metal are trapped and changed into wicked characters singing rap music. Others believe it is in reference to the genre black metal, which makes sense considering that Black BabyMetal songs tend to be on the heavier side. Yui and Moa actually wrote Forno Yuta themselves while on the tour bus between shows. The backup dancers you often see on stage with Yui and Moa during Black BabyMetal songs are also referred to as sister bones. Moa has performed Black BabyMetal songs on her own as a solo on several occasions, but that will be discussed more in a bit. Next, we have the brains behind BabyMetal, BabyMetal, full name Kei Kobayashi, is BabyMetal's producer and the person who came up with the entire concept of BabyMetal. BabyMetal had been working at Amuse as a producer since 1996 and was a longtime metal fan. He felt that the metal scene was getting increasingly old and that it needed a jolt of youth to jumpstart the genre's popularity again. After seeing Sue perform at the Karen Girls' farewell concert, BabyMetal was taken back by how strong a voice and stage presence she had, which gave him the idea to have her be the front woman for the J-pop metal fusion band he had been planning. The idea being that Sue was such a strong performer that she wouldn't be overwhelmed by a full metal band on stage. He stated that the specific trio of Sue Metal, Yui Metal, and Moa Metal was the perfect combination, saying, quote, "When I first heard Sue Metal sing, there's not that many singers that sing the way she does, it was very direct to me, and metal bands don't usually have any dance aspect, so I thought it would be interesting to add that to the new future of metal, hence I selected Yui Metal and Moa Metal to be the twin factor in the choreography." When the girls were chosen for BabyMetal, none of them had any previous experience with the metal genre, and they initially found it to be scary and were shocked at the music they began working on.
そうですね、最初メタルを知った頃はメタルってすごく速いしなんか激しいし怖い音楽だなっていう風に思ってたんですけど、でも今思うことはメタルってすごく心に打つもの、心に響くものがある音楽だなっていう風に。
It wasn't until they saw Metallica perform live that they began to love and respect the metal genre. Now we have the person behind the choreography for BabyMetal, Mikiko Metal, full name Mikiko Mizuno, who has been the choreographer for groups like Perfume, Sakura Gakuin, and BabyMetal. And no, despite having the same last name as Yui, they are not related. Mikiko began teaching dance based on her experience in ballet and street dance in 1996 at the age of 19. She has been a key part of BabyMetal's success from day one. Like the girls, Mikiko had no previous experience with metal music but was able to adjust her groundbreaking choreography to the music as well as evolving the style of the dances with the girls as they grew older. Now let's discuss the musicians behind the girl.
All right. Just got to make sure I'm soaking this all up. All right. We got the lead singer, Sue Metal. We got the two scream and dance backups. There's Yui Metal and Mo Metal. Then we got the producer that put it all together. His name is BabyMetal. Then we got the choreographer. We just saw Mikiko Metal. Mikiko Metal. Man. I don't know if I'll be able to remember all these.
The dances with the girls as they grew older. Now let's discuss the musicians behind the girls. A quick side note, but whenever you see the guys dressed in skeleton costumes, that is not a real band. They are known as Baby Bones and were there to pretend to play the instruments while the music was played on a backing track because BabyMetal couldn't always afford to have a live band early on. Now, onto the real band, the Kami Band. The Kami Band is a session band that consists of various members that rotate in and out, often seen in white robes and corpse paint, depicting Japanese spirits. There have been a lot of different people who have played in the Kami Band over the years. Here are a few of the most notable ones.
To me, that's one of the most interesting parts of BabyMetal is that they've got this amazing metal band in the background laying down this amazing heavy music, and they're almost like stage dressing. You almost never feature them in the videos, or maybe it's different live. Maybe they'd give them a little bit more attention live. I know when they did the Stephen Colbert performance, I got to see him quite a bit then, but normally in all these BabyMetal videos I've been watching so far, you almost never see the band unless it's just for a split second. They might show a clip of them here, a clip of them there, but it's a metal group that really doesn't feature their music performers as main talent. You know what I mean? All the focus is on the girls, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just different.
One of the guitarists, Mikio Fujioka, sadly passed away in January 2018 at the age of 36 due to injuries suffered from an accident while stargazing.
Wow.
In recent years, we've also seen the addition of the Western Kami band who tours with BabyMetal overseas. The addition of the Western Kami band has resulted in a change of costume for the Kamis, as they now wear darker robes and masks. It should also be noted, but it isn't necessarily the Kami band members playing in the studio recordings of BabyMetal's songs, as they aren't technically considered a part of BabyMetal. However, Letus Cygnus has been credited with writing the bass and guitar parts for a few BabyMetal songs. There is a lot of lore around BabyMetal, which can get quite convoluted. I can't possibly mention all the lore-related things in this video.
I love this ET recreation right down here. That instead of it being the ET fingers touching each other, it's the fox god hand symbol. That's pretty cool.
Get quite convoluted. I can't possibly mention all the lore-related things in this video. There is so much that it would have to be in its own video entirely, so I will just mention.
All right, just trying to see if I can identify the members here. In the middle, of course, we have Sue Metal. To her right is Yui Metal, and the other one is Mo Metal. I think I got that right.
Some of the most notable things. First, we have the Fox God, which you will hear them bring up quite often.
はい、フォックスゴッドとは私たちにとって私たちがいつもライブだったりとかいろんな活動をするためのお告げをくれる方なんですけど、私たちは実際にお会いしたことがないのでどういう方なのかよくわからないんですけど、でも私たちはいつもフォックスゴッドのおかげで、日本以外でも海外だったりとかいろんなところでライブをすることができています。
You will see foxes in some way, shape, and form in basically everything BabyMetal does. They have had some very elaborate sets based around fox imagery as well. Anytime there is a question in an interview the girls can't or don't want to answer, they will simply respond with
Only the fox got now. Only the fox got now. Only the fox got now.
They say this a lot less nowadays, and when they do it is usually in more of a joking manner.
Only the
Fox got now.
How did I know that was?
Next, we have the hand sign you will see the girls making all the time, which is meant to symbolize the fox god, rather than using the traditional devil horns hand gesture used by most metal bands.
はい、フォックスサインは私たちのシンボルサインです。親指と中指と薬指くっつけて影絵のキツネさんをやっているので、ライブを見に来てくださった方はぜひ一緒にキツネサインを掲げてくれると嬉しいです。
The BabyMetal fanbase is referred to as The One.
Oh.
The song titled The One is a tribute song to their fans. They made an English version of The One as well, because they were touched by all the overseas fans who learned the Japanese.
All right, shout out to The One. I didn't know you guys had a fan base name. One day I hope to be part of The One. I don't think I'm there yet. No one can listen to 4 songs and say, okay, I'm part of the fandom. You gotta put in the time, you gotta learn the stuff, you gotta see them live, you gotta do all the stuff a fan base does before you can count yourself as part of them. So shout out to The One. Maybe I'll be part of you one day. We'll see.
An English version of The One as well, because they were touched by all the overseas fans who learned the Japanese lyrics to their songs, so they wanted to do a song in English for them. When they introduce themselves, they say BabyMetal Death as a play on the Japanese word des, which is the word used for introducing yourself, like saying I am or we are. By simply mispronouncing Su Metal Des, by saying Su Metal Death they have a cute and metal way of introducing themselves. The song BabyMetal Death was a song they would often open up shows with in the past, as an exciting way to introduce themselves to the fans at the beginning of a show. There is lore based around a legendary corset referring to the neck brace depicted in the Headbanger music video. This is a recurring item you will see appear in a lot of BabyMetal things, especially their live shows. Su Metal has been crucified on stage several times, mainly to symbolize her ascension from human being to metal goddess. The most notable times this has occurred would be at the Legend 1997 and Legend S Baptism XX concerts.
I'm so glad I watched one of those two concerts when I did the reaction to Death.
That took place to celebrate Sue's 16th and 20th birthdays respectively. The other times they have done crucifixions it was used, mostly because it looks cool, rather than having.
Hold on, I gotta go back.
Times this has occurred would be at the Legend 1997 and Legend S Baptism XX concerts that took place to celebrate Sue's 16th and 20th.
And look at this stage. What an elaborate, beautiful stage. They don't mess around. That is gorgeous.
20th birthdays respectively. The other times they have done crucifixions it was used, mostly because it looks cool, rather than having some greater story like in the two times just mentioned, such as when all three girls entered the Tokyo Dome show on crosses. There is a lot of lore based around Light and Dark, the Chosen Seven, and the Metal Galaxy which we will discuss in a little bit. Now, let's talk about how BabyMetal went from a subgroup of Sakura Gakuin to the global sensation they are today. BabyMetal's first single, titled Doki Doki Morning, released in Sakura Gakuin's debut album in 2010. This song was recorded when Sue Metal was just 12 years old, and Yui Metal and Moa Metal were just 11 years old.
Oh my goodness.
BabyMetal's first.
Oh my goodness, look at these two. They're so tiny. Yeah, that's future metal stars right there. Those two little girls.
CD single was a collaboration with the band Kiba of Akiba. This collaboration consisted of each band covering the other's song, which led to BabyMetal performing Kiba's song, Kimi to Anime ga Mitai, at a lot of their early shows. In 2012, BabyMetal performed outside of Japan for the first time at the Anime Festival Asia in Singapore. Throughout 2012 and 13, they released singles Headbanger, Ijime Dame Zetai, and Megitsune, leading up to 2014 which would prove to be a very big year for BabyMetal. In February 2014, BabyMetal released their first self-titled album containing 13 tracks. The album was received very well by both critics and the public, with it charting in Japan, America, Germany, and the UK. The official video for Gimme Chocolate went viral on YouTube in 2014, leading to many people discovering BabyMetal for the first time around the world. In the beginning of March, BabyMetal became the youngest ever female act to headline the world-famous Budokan Arena, with about 10,000 fans attending each night. At the end of the second show, they announced that BabyMetal will be going on their first world tour throughout the year, including stops in France and Germany. After a fan-driven campaign titled BabyMetal for Sonosphere UK 2014, BabyMetal was added to the Sonosphere lineup. This appearance at Sonosphere 2014 became one of the most important performances in BabyMetal's history. Sonosphere 2014 was really the first time BabyMetal performed on a big stage outside of Japan. Many fans recognize this show as the moment BabyMetal was legitimized on a worldwide stage.
はい、今年私が一番思い出に残っていることは、7月にイギリスでソニスフィアに出させていただいたことです。その時5万人っていうたくさんの方の前でライブを行って、私たちが今までライブした会場の中では最大の場所で、しかもメタルフェスで、海外のメタルフェスに出演させていただくのがソニスフィアが初めてだったので、最初はメタル好きの方に受け入れてもらえるのかなとかすごく不安な気持ちでいっぱいだったんですけど。
Yeah, that has to be really a scary experience for them. It's one thing to perform in front of a Japanese crowd that kind of grew up with you in the culture kind of thing, but they had to have some fears that anywhere else in the world that isn't part of the Japanese culture isn't going to understand what they're trying to do, and maybe that the crowds would just not get it, you know what I mean, not be part of it. So I'm sure it was a huge relief to them when they were performing in front of 50,000 non-Japanese fans, and they were loving it and enjoying it. So that's very awesome. I can definitely understand why that was her moment of the year, because it really let her know that, oh, wow, we can do this outside of Japan and be successful too, and we have fans everywhere. That's cool.
いざライブが始まったら皆さん盛り上がってくださって、でメタルの好きな方にも受け入れられたんだベビーメタルってと思って、すごく嬉しくて自信につながりました。
They were initially slated on one of the smaller side stages, but due to the buzz online they were moved up to the main stage of about 50,000 people.
Wow.
The girls were worried the crowd would not accept them, as UK festival crowds are notoriously hostile. The crowd was initially a bit confused and viewed them more as a novelty act, but were quickly convinced otherwise, and by the end of the set the entire crowd was singing along, doing the fox sign, and chanting "We want more" as the girls were walking off stage.
Nice.
Their performance was met with an overwhelming amount of praise and BabyMetal was the talk of the festival that year.
Wow.
At the last show of their second world tour in 2015, it was announced that BabyMetal would be releasing their second studio album, titled Metal Resistance, on April 1, 2016, as well as a third world tour that would kick off in London at Wembley Arena. They came up with the name Metal Resistance because they believed it represents who they are and what they do as artists.
はい、いろんなジャンルに今回のアルバムはいろんなジャンルに挑戦してベビーメタルを象徴するものだったなって私たちは考えてるんですけど、だから前回のアルバムは私たちの名刺代わりっていう風に呼んでるんですけど、今回のアルバムは私たちの成長過程が本当に見て。
All right, just checking again to see if I can tell who's who. Obviously in the middle we got Sue Metal. Closest to our interviewer on Sue Metal's right is Yui Metal, and speaking right now is Mo Metal. I think that's correct.
見ていただけるものなんじゃないかなって思っています。いろんなことに挑戦して身長とか声も成長して私たちの成長がたくさん詰まっているものなので、そうやって言っていただけてとても嬉しいです。
On April 5th, BabyMetal made their US television debut, performing Gimme Chocolate on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure what I'm about to see. But I'm pretty excited about it. Here to perform Gimme Chocolate, please welcome BabyMetal.
BabyMetal made a special appearance at the 2016 APMA Awards, where they performed with Judas Priest frontman Rob Halford. They concluded their world tour with two back-to-back shows in the Tokyo Dome, with about 55,000 fans attending each night. The first night would also be the only time they ever performed Tales of the Destinies live. After their world tour, BabyMetal supported Red Hot Chili Peppers, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and Korn on their world tours as an opening act for several of their shows. They then commenced their 5 Fox Festival tour, where they would do several shows in Japan with specific audience requirements, such as all girls, all boys, all children, and so on.
Wow!
This tour ended at the Big Fox Festival show on October 15, 2017, which would unfortunately be the last time BabyMetal performed as its original trio. Before the legend...
I've never heard of having a concert where you can only have women in the crowd, only men in the crowd, only children in the crowd. That is so unique. I really wonder how that changed the crowd dynamic as far as the crowd participation and all. How do you have all children in the crowd if their parents aren't there? I don't know. That is very... I'm curious to look into how that went.
Baptism XX show in December 2017, which was to celebrate Sue Metal's 20th birthday. It was announced that Yui Metal was advised by her doctor to not perform at this show due to an undisclosed health issue. They considered canceling the show, but went ahead as just the duo of Sue Metal and Moa Metal for the first time. This would also be Mikio Fujioka's last performance with BabyMetal before his untimely passing.
Oh.
The show went on exactly as it would have, just without Yui Metal, even having Moa perform the Black BabyMetal songs on her own. Despite Yui Metal not being there to sing her parts in the songs, the crowd helped out and sang them for her. Following this show,
I freaking love that. I've seen that before with a couple other artists. The one that comes to mind right now is BTS had a performance where Kim Tae-young's voice was going out, and they were performing, I want to say in France or something like that. And when it came to his part, the whole crowd just sang his part, and it made him tear up on stage because, you know, he was sad that he couldn't perform for his fans, but he was also touched that the fans knew his part. So very cool. I bet Yui Metal was very touched that the fans knew her part and sang that part, and it probably meant a lot to Mo Metal and Sue Metal as well that the fans covered that part for them. Like, you know, we got your back.
BabyMetal was about to embark on their 2018 world tour, and no announcements had been made about Yui's status, so fans assumed that Yui Metal would be back, and it would be business as usual. However, this was not the case. They kicked off their US tour in Kansas City, but much to everyone's surprise, Yui Metal was not there, and everything was different. Sue Metal and Moa Metal were now positioned in the center, with two backup dancers off to the sides, Minami Tsuki and Minako Maruyama, who the fans nicknamed Muscle Metal. Moa was also now singing all of Yui's lines, as well as continuing to perform black BabyMetal songs on her own. The traditional red and black outfits were also replaced in favor of a darker, more mature look. It was not announced until after this first show that Yui Metal would not be participating in the US leg of the world tour. Sue and Moa have discussed in great length how hard the first stretch of shows without Yui was. The reaction to Yui not being there at Legend S was so bad that they thought fans would reject them without Yui and were worried people would boo them off stage and throw things at them.
Oh.
I wanted to know, what's it like continuing on without her, and do you miss having her around?
It's been difficult, but her departure made a bond between Sue Metal and More Metal even stronger.
Despite this, they continued on with the tour, and it went about as well as it could have. On April 1, 2018, BabyMetal posted a mysterious video entitled Metal Resistance Episode 7, The Revelation, which explained that a dark side of BabyMetal exists with 7 metal spirits, and that a new era is about to begin. In May, another cryptic message was posted on social media stating that no one will know how the Chosen 7 will be presented, only the Fox God knows. Over the next week, they posted a series of images onto their Instagram story, labeled 1 through 7. On May 8, a music video for their new single, Distortion, was released, featuring imagery depicting the Chosen 7. On October 30th, a graphic novel titled Apocrypha, The Legend of BabyMetal, was released by Z2 Comics, telling the fictional story of how BabyMetal came to be. The first true foray into the dark side of BabyMetal would be at their Dark Knight Carnival show. However, before that, on October 19, 2018, Amuse put out a statement that reads, Yui Metal had expressed her desire to return performing with the group in the following months after last December's performance due to health concerns. However, Yui Metal came to a decision that she will not be performing during the 2018 World Tour in Japan, and that she will no longer be a part of BabyMetal. Yui also put out a statement apologizing for her decision and thanking the fans and everyone she had worked with for the last 8 years. This was the last time anyone has heard from Yui publicly, aside from some brief comments she made in the Sakura Gakuin 10th anniversary book. Yui's statement, quote, I will do my utmost best to be able to again one day meet all of you as Mizuno Yui, has led to fan speculation that Yui will return as a solo artist one day, but nothing has been confirmed by either Yui or Amuse, so this is no more than speculation. Both Sue and Moa said they hold no animosity towards their former bandmate. Sue also stated, Yui Metal is like a family member to this group. Although she has left, we'll continue to support her and hope that she can pursue what she'd like to do in the future. Sue and Moa have said that they both still talk to Yui and that she is doing well. Now, we have the first show since the official announcement that Yui would no longer be with BabyMetal, and the first true look at the new dark side of BabyMetal, Dark Knight Carnival. While Legend S was meant to represent the light, this show was meant to represent the dark. Dark Knight Carnival was heavily based on the Chosen 7 lore, which is why Sue Metal and Moa Metal were joined on stage by 5 backup dancers, including the Muscle Metal Girls, Minami Tsuki and Minako Maruyama, as well as Shoko Akiyama, Kotono Imori, and Saya Hirai.
Alright, I'm not learning all those names. Not this time around. Maybe in the future, but not tonight. I'm having a hard enough time with the original 3, the producer, the choreographer, the band.
Throughout the show, various videos played discussing that, when light and dark intersects, the unknown dimension known as the Metal Galaxy forms, which is where—
Hold on, this picture at the bottom down here, we got Sabaton, we got BabyMetal, there's Darth Vader. Looks like the Kami band is in there with them. Oh, they got the 7 in there too.
Where the Chosen 7 reside. One of the backup dancers for this show, Saya Hirai, was temporarily used in Yui's old spot for several shows in Southeast Asia and Australia. She did not sing Yui's parts, just filled in the choreography. BabyMetal continued on as just Sue, Moa, and the backup dancers for the rest of the tour. On April 1, 2019, they announced they would be releasing their third album, titled Metal Galaxy, later that year. This album would tie into all the light and dark lore mentioned before. The fox god sends a beam of light that leads to a goddess who must sacrifice herself to the light in order to be reborn as the new Messiah. This sacrifice happens at the end of the Legend S show to Sue Metal when she is crucified. After this death, she flies off to use her voice to put lights in the skies in the form of stars. These stars shine down upon the people, who become the One. This light, when paired with Dark Night Carnival, creates an intersection between the light and the dark, which then forms the Metal Galaxy. BabyMetal also revealed plans for their first arena concert in the United States at the Forum in Los Angeles, California on October 11th. This show was later revealed to coincide with the release of Metal Galaxy. However, before that, 2 shows were announced for June and July of 2019. At the first show, we got the big announcement about the newest addition to BabyMetal, the Avengers. Wait, no,
what?
Not that. It was announced that a rotating cast of 3 dancers, referred to as the Avengers, would be filling in Yui Metal's old spot. The Avengers do not sing or have a mic, they just dance. They aren't technically considered part of BabyMetal, as only Sue Metal and Moa Metal are marketed and promoted as BabyMetal. It was never even announced who the 3 girls were, but fans at the shows were able to recognize them. Let's take a quick moment to meet the Avengers. First, we have Riho Sayashi, who was born on May 28, 1998. Riho is well known for her time in the popular J-pop group Morning Musume, of which she was considered the absolute ace for several years. Riho is a very talented and charismatic performer.
So she went from being the lead singer of this group to being a backup dancer in BabyMetal. That's got to be a ego check for her. It's got to be tough, especially if they didn't even introduce and say what her name was. She actually attended Actors School Hiroshima at the same time as Sue Metal and was considered to be her rival as the 2 often battled for the top spot of the class. Riho left Morning Musume in 2015. After an over 3-year hiatus, she reappeared to the public in March 2019 and was eventually revealed as one of the Avengers. On September 3, 2020, Riho announced that she has signed to Japan Music Entertainment as a solo artist and has since performed in several musicals and appeared on a TV show. Next, we have Kano Fujihira, who was born on August 28, 2004. Kano is a former member of Sakura Gakuin, where she was a member of the subgroup Sleepies and was the student council president in her final year, just as Sue Metal and Moa Metal were. She is currently a member in the relatively new Amuse unit at 1-5, which is another all-girl J-pop group. Kano appears as the Avenger in the Papaya, Elevator Girl, and Shanti 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 music videos. Kano never appeared at any of BabyMetal's shows overseas, most likely due to her commitments with Sakura Gakuin and at 1-5. And finally we have Momoko Okazaki, born on March 3, 2003. Momoko signed with Amuse in 2014 and transferred into Sakura Gakuin the following year until graduating in 2018. After her graduation, she left Amuse to go study abroad, as well as appearing in some TV. She looks like she's dressed as Belle from Beauty and the Beast up here in the upper corner.
Shows in the Black Butler musical.
or it's from the Black Butler musical.
Momoko once said she had dreamed of traveling the world as a backup dancer for a big artist when she was older, which she now gets to do, after becoming one of the Avengers in 2019. Due to their other commitments, it is unknown if Riho and Kano will continue on as a dancer for BabyMetal. Momoko has been the Avenger for the last 20+ shows, and it currently looks as if she may be the only one in that spot for now, but only the Fox God knows.
Only the Fox God knows.
Now we move on to some of the most recent news. Sue and Moa appeared in Corey Taylor's CMFT Must Be Stopped music video. BabyMetal featured as a guest artist on Bring Me the Horizon's EP Post-Human Survival Horror on the song Kingslayer. BabyMetal's relationship with Bring Me the Horizon goes back years, as they have supported each other for a while, and Bring Me the Horizon toured with BabyMetal in Japan.
So we thought we'd get BabyMetal on one of our tracks just because we've got kind of like a cool relationship with those guys. I think maybe like 5 years ago we met them for the first time, and then he took us on tour last year in Japan, and it was just like the biggest fucking shows ever. And honestly, I think like their enthusiasm for our band has kind of got us bigger over there, because like last time we went there, like shit just seemed to start to feel like big. We just kind of wanted to like celebrate our connection by having them on a song.
As it drew near, BabyMetal revealed that they are celebrating their 10th anniversary with the release of a greatest hits album entitled 10 BabyMetal Years on December 23, 2020.
We appreciate everyone for supporting BabyMetal. We are very excited for our 10th year, and please check out our best album and online events coming up soon.
I don't know why it makes me smile so much when she speaks English. I mean, it shouldn't, but she's very good at it.
BabyMetal was then invited to NHK's 71st annual New Year's Eve television event. The honor of performing on Kohaku is strictly by invitation, so only the most successful singing acts in Japan can perform, and this would be BabyMetal's first appearance at the event. A performance on Kohaku is a big highlight in a singer's career because of the show's wide reach, as it is typically the biggest television event of the year in Japan. The artists are then split up into teams of all males and all females, then at the end of the show judges and the audience vote to determine who performed better. The female team won this year, which they hadn't done since 2016. In December 2020, it was announced that BabyMetal will play 10 shows at Tokyo's famous Budokan venue in 2021 as part of their 10th anniversary celebration. These 10 shows marked the final chapter of the metal resistance. Due to the pandemic, various policies were in place to ensure the safety of the attendees. All 10 shows featured the 10 songs from the 10 BabyMetal Years album, as well as the return of a few fan favorites that hadn't been performed in years. These shows were the first time any Black BabyMetal or Sue Metal solo songs were played since 2018. On April 1st, an image was posted on all BabyMetal's social media accounts, simply stating, "Stairway to Living Legend," of which the meaning is still unknown. After the 10th show finished on April 15th, a short video talking about the end of the metal resistance was shown. And with that, we are all caught up on the history of BabyMetal. Hopefully you found this video to be entertaining and informative. Thank you for watching.
See you. All right, that was great. Great job, CrypticMisery. Thank you for putting that together. Super informative. You are a general in the one, and you deserve all your praises for spreading the word of the Fox Gods children, I guess you'd call them, the Fox Gods Angels, the band known as BabyMetal. This was really fun for me. I thought I was keeping up with the names until we started getting into all the, I think I got the, let's see, obviously the three girls. We got Sue Metal, the lead singer. Mo Metal, still with her, out on tour. We got Yui Metal, who had to leave the group, unfortunately, but maybe back one day. We got the producer, his name is Koba Metal. The choreographer, oh, there's no way I'm going to remember the choreographer. Then we got the backup, the band that is made up of multiple different performers, depending on where they're at, depending on what time period they're in. They are known as the Kami Band. And then we had the Avengers coming in later. We had the Seven come in at one time. They've been going through multiple different periods of time, the Fox God lore. We learned about that. That was good. I learned that the One exists, and that's the name of the fandom for BabyMetal. Shout out again to the One. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I did. I've been looking forward to this one because I knew it was going to be important for doing these BabyMetal reactions to get this stuff down. So if you guys enjoyed this reaction, hit that like button down below. Let me know in the comments that you enjoyed it, and give me some recommendations for where we go from here. Because I mean, obviously they got a ton of music out, and I want to check it out. I've heard some of it that I wasn't so fond of so far. I've heard some of it that's amazing that I really liked. So you know, and I've been told by you guys that they cover all kinds of different sounds. So bring it on is what I say. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, big red button down below. If you click on it, it'll turn gray, let you know you subscribed. If you hit that bell next to it, it'll let you know anytime I drop some new content over here at Touchy Reactions. If you're the type of person who likes to support channels on Patreon and get exclusive content, that kind of stuff, there's a link up here in the corner to my Patreon. For just $1 a month, you get early access to everything that as soon as I get done with it and edit it, it goes straight up on Patreon. I'm normally 30 days ahead on Patreon from what's dropping on YouTube. So join today, you get 30 reactions right out the gate. What else? That's it. That's it for this reaction. This was a long one, right around an hour. So if you stuck around this long and you want to let me know that you hung in there till the end of the video, I want you to put a special word in the comments. Let's see, what's that word going to be? Banana. Put the word banana in the comments, and I'll know that you made it to the very end of the video, and I'll give you a special shout out in the comments for doing so. And that's all I got for this video. So hey, appreciate you stopping by, and don't forget to come on back.